Have you ever just said, if they would just listen? You don't listen. You're so hard-headed. Today's the day that you just listen. If there is an issue in your life, if there is something that is out of alignment, today is the day that you stop trying to do it in your strength and you sit down and find a way to listen to God so that you can hear what He is trying to say about whatever you need to get in alignment that's out of alignment with His Word. What if you had a kid and your kid told you, I love you, but didn't listen to a thing that you told them to do? Would it be okay? Well, I love God. I love Him. That's enough, right? I believe in Him. That's enough, right? Well, if you love Him and you believe in Him, are you listening to Him? Ask me why I'm asking you that question. Because I have not always listened to God like I'm supposed to have listened. I didn't want to sit my tail down and take the time to figure out what God wanted me to do and what God was telling me and listen to His leading and His heeding, because I felt like I could do it on my own and I just was going to take God with me instead of going the way that God was telling me and directing me to go. I didn't want to listen. So today I want to ask you, are you listening and actually obeying what He's saying? What if your life is a mess, not because the enemy's attacking it, but because you aren't where you're supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to be doing and following God's instruction, because you're just believing in Him and thinking that because you tell Him that you love Him, that that's all you have to do, but yet you haven't actually made Him your Father and your God and chose to be obedient to the thing that you say you love, because we love Him because He created us. And if He created us, we might need to go to the manual that He gave us so that we would know how to best operate, so that we can step into the blessings and actually heed His direction. See, blessings aren't always material things. It's a blessing to be where you're supposed to be instead of where you're not. It's a blessing not to have to go through correction because you got it right the first time. It's a blessing to actually learn the voice of God. How do I learn it, Candace? First, you need to learn His Word. Then you'll know if it's His voice. But we don't want to take the time to listen and have a relationship with God. We just want Him to know that we love Him. But do you really love Him if you ain't listening to Him? And if you know He loves you, don't you think that if He loves you, He knows the best things for you? I'm just asking. And the very thing I'm asking you is the very thing I'm having to ask myself. So I pray that our hard-headed tails will stop being hard-headed and start listening. And not just listening, but obeying and following what we hear. Remember, I love you. You matter.